Tonight, the Seton Catholic basketball team looks to make a statement in the Desert Sky Conference. Tonight, they welcome in powerhouse St. Mary's. The action coming to you live from John J. McMahon Gym, right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno. So glad you can join us. The doctor, Adam Perry, will be joining me shortly. Well, Seton Catholic coming off a very nice victory over Saguaro, in which they got contributions from up and down the lineup. Julian Garcia, Luke Padilla, as well as KJ Fauski, all in double digits as the Sentinels improved to 2-1 in league play. And now they get ready to take on first place St. Mary's, a squad that comes in with ample height, ample size. They're coming off a big victory over Arcadia, and they've won 6 straight. Talking to Sentinels coach Carter Abey, he's like, look, our philosophy, let's go out there and shock the world. He wants his team to play hard, slow St. Mary's down, because he says that's a team that wants to run up and down the floor, slow them down so it forces them to play defense. Sentinels with nothing to lose as they take on one of the best teams in all of the AIA. We'll have the starting lineups and more coming up right here from John J. McMahon Gym on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. So Seton understands to be the best, they've got to beat the best. And tonight they face a St. Mary's team that is the #1 team in 4A, the 7th seed in the open division. So St. Mary's will most likely, when the playoffs comes around, which is literally right around the corner, will be in the open division, while the Sentinels will pursue their state title quest in the 4A division. Of course, with Seton, they've got tremendous scoring balance with Luke Padilla averaging almost 15 a game, Julian Garcia almost knocking down 14, and KJ Fauski, such a force from long range, putting up almost 12 a game. And of course, it's Julian who leads them in rebounding per night, with 7 rips per contest. Coach Carter Abey, in his 2nd year, led the squad to the playoffs in his 1st season with a record of 15-13. His assistants, some of the best in the high school circuit. You name it, he's got it. With Ernie Cornia, as well as Tom Lease, Dason Dush, Andrew Tipsword at his side, guiding the future varsity members in the future on the JV side, and of course lending their assistance in the course of the varsity contests as well. Seen tonight, starting lineup. You pencil it, and they will come fast and they will come furiously. Miguel Grijalva, senior guard. He's gonna always get the opposing team's best offensive player. Tonight, he might have to pick his poison because St. Mary's comes in with a lineup. Every starter always 6 feet tall. KJ Fauski, the long-range Mad Bomber, number 3. Luke Padilla, the team's leading scorer, number 11. Mr. All-Out energy at all times, number 24, Gio Barone. And Alabama bound, the future potential valedictorian of Seton Catholic for this graduating class, that is Julian Garcia. And on the other side for St. Mary's, a team that's averaging 71 a game. They've won 6 straight. They're coming off a 68-39 victory over Arcadia. They're led by head coach Damon Phillips and assistant Simon Phipps. Their starting lineup. Number 1, point guard, senior, 6'2", Styles Phillips. Number 2, a strong forward, 6'4", Anthony Maciel. Number 15, a wing player, sophomore, 6'9", my goodness, Cameron Williams. Number 20, a junior guard, 6'3", AJ Muwandumba. And number 21, 6'5", senior, wing guard, David Rodriguez. Sentinels average 57 points, shoot 44%, 37% from 3, 70% from the line with 24 rebounds, 9 steals, 9 assists, and 1 block per game. St. Mary's, as I mentioned, they come in up and down. They've got size, they got athleticism, they want to run, and they want to run fast. As we look at the Sentinels, only 7 games left. Stepping in the mic right now is the doctor, Adam Perry. Doc, good evening.
Good evening, Joe. Great to be here.
So tonight, the Sentinels with an uphill battle, even on home court, as they take on a St. Mary's team. Number 1 team in 4A, currently ranked 7th in the open division. And Doc, starting lineup, all 6-footers and then some. So there it is. We know Seton comes in, very scrappy team, undersized. They're going to give 150%. Talking to Coach Carter Abey, he's like, look, let's go out and shock the world. Let's give it 150% effort and see what happens.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about the eye test all the time here, Joe, and this St. Mary's team is definitely passing it right now. A lot of big guys on the court, but as we talked about, you know, we talk about this all the time. It doesn't matter, you know, what your squad looks like. It's how they play together and how they function as a unit.
And Seton will have that challenge to see how well the well-oiled machine of the Knights rotates this evening here in the East Valley off the 202. 7 games left for the Sentinels. As we look at the 4A Desert Sky basketball standings, St. Mary's 3-0, 13-6 overall. Mesquite 3-1, 15-4. Seton 2-1, 16-5. Just a great year for Coach Carter Abey as he continues to build something special right here off Ray and Dobson Road. Arcadia 2-1, 10-9. The Sentinels will travel to Arcadia tomorrow night. Saguaro 1-4, 6-12. Marcos Deniza 0-4, 7-12. So tonight, we really get to see what the Sentinels are all about. They're going to be pushed. This might be the best team they see all year. And Doc, leading the Sentinels all season, it's been Padilla, it's been Garcia and Fauski. Tonight for the Sentinels to pull off the upset, it's going to have to be the entire roster.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a lot of depth and a lot of love from everybody tonight on the Sentinels. The Sentinels are going to have to be firing on all cylinders to take down this master monster-sized St. Mary's squad.
So the referee is coming over to talk to Sentinels coach Carter Abbey. And the referees for tonight's contest: Gunnar Hancock, Zaid Alamin, and Jason Jew. The three men that will look to keep this contest flowing in a nice direction. So plenty of basketball this week. Tomorrow the ladies are center stage here at John J. McMahon Gym. Coach Karen Self and the ladies taking on Arcadia. The Titans look to come on the road and pull off the upset. And we'll take a brief moment for the school prayer and the national anthem. Stick and stay right here from John J. McMahon Gym. So St. Mary's has just been introduced, and now the claps and the energy starts pouring in for the Sentinels as they begin their starting lineup introductions. And Doc, we saw a nice effort the other night against Saguaro. A game that at one point in the third quarter, it was a 3-point game, and the Sentinels, the light bulb went on, and they took off, getting that double-digit victory.
Yeah, and you know, that's just the Sentinels game right there. They're gonna wear down their opponent by playing good, clean basketball, and they'll likely try to execute the same game plan here tonight.
So the Sentinels, they're trying to buck history. Since the 2013-2014 season, the Sentinels are 1-7 against St. Mary's, including a couple tough losses last year. But that is all ancient history. That's all part of the Encyclopedia of Britannica. And Doc, I know you're too young to even know what that is. So needs to say it's an old book that captured history.
Yeah.
That us old people used to read for information.
It's called Wikipedia now, I think.
Yeah, now we have a thing called the internet. You can look it right up. So here we go. Cameron Williams will tip this off against Julian Garcia. Obviously, Cameron just a little tad taller than Julian.
Yep.
And St. Mary's sets the tone by winning the tip. So glad you can join us right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. The doctor, Adam Perry, Joe Pequeno here, along with Paulo Hutchison and all the great viewers out there in Sentinels Nation. Up top shot, and Cameron Williams, long, lanky, 6'9", and showing he's not afraid to knock it down. So St. Mary's comes out and they try to trap and press in the backcourt. Padilla attacking. KJ Fauski, elbow. And KJ answers with a nice three. KJ, 18 first half points the other night, and going back the other way and exploding to the rim. It's Kenny White getting to the rim. The St. Mary's team has a lot of depth. They have a lot of height. Bad pass in the box. St. Mary's pushing it. Styles Phipps. That's off the mark. Gio tracks it down. Gio pushing it. Shoots in the corner. KJ lets it fly. KJ, another three. And I love that.
Yeah.
Coming right out, and the Mad Bomber getting it done. St. Mary's trying to pound it in the blocks. Pass. Muandumba gets it back over to Phipps. Long three. And he gets fouled by Miguel Grijalva.
And Joe, we've talked about the high stakes of this matchup here today, and I have to say this might be the biggest opposing crowd that we have had in this wonderful gym here so far on the season, and the Sentinels answered with a big crowd of their own.
St. Mary's has had some great basketball players in the course of their storied histories, multiple state championships, players like Jared Bayless. I remember watching Jared Bayless his senior year, knocking down 50 in a game on home court. So this is a program that has a lot of pride, a lot of history, and the fan base will travel. Phipps knocks down the second. But you know what? What I like about that last defensive possession, Doc, is that you can tell a little bit of frustration by St. Mary's, and Phipps had to force that shot.
Yeah, definitely forced it a bit. No ball movement from St. Mary's so far. They've been stop and pop all night long. And the Sentinels have some bad ball movement right there.
Fauski with the turnover, and Muandumba puts it in. So now it's St. Mary's with a three-point lead. And it's a foul against the Knights. Foul call will go against Kenny White as first. So, look, St. Mary's has got depth, so they're going to push the tempo, and they're going to trap and press in the backcourt and try to force Seton to play up-tempo. So it's really about the Sentinels being poised the whole time. And if they can get the ball past the half-court line, which back-to-back possessions have been a little difficult, they're going to have an opportunity in this one. And Miguel picks up his second team foul. Alejandro Burns going to check in immediately. can tell the frustration of Miguel. A couple reach-in fouls. And the one that kind of bailed out Phipps on the three-pointer. That one hurt. Burns is in. They try to dump it down to the blocks. Good defense by Seton. Julian picks it up. Fauski. Sentinels just trying to beat the press in the half court. And they work it across. And Julian. Picked up by David Rodriguez. Long shot. And Julian knocks it down with authority. Julian Garcia. And I got to tell you, Doc, I really believe Julian's long-range game is getting better all the time.
I have to agree with you. And, I mean, the confidence to pull that shot off the dribble move is just great to see from Garcia.
Julian will go to the line where 73% free throw shooter. Only a 27% shooter from three, but like I said, I really believe he's getting better and trusting his ability to knock down the shots from long distance. That one rolls in and out. So it's a 9-8 St. Mary's lead. Sentinels playing man. Good defense on Kenny White. White with the circus shot that would not go down. Fauski on the other end. Knocked away by Phipps. Another good defensive possession by the Sentinels. So you can see they're going to force St. Mary's to shoot it up from the outside. They're going to pack it down low and make them earn everything from the perimeter. Fauski. And Kenny White looking at the ref saying, look, I got all ball, but the referee feels otherwise.
And Joe, the way that these teams are playing each other here today, it's clear to see that both coaches have done their scouting reports and have drawn up a good game plan to neutralize the other.
Fauski at the line, an 81% free throw shooter. And just as I say that one rims around. Fauski leads the team in three-point percentage as well as free throw shooting. He's got 7, we're tied. Phipps, elbow, no good. Phipps goes back up. And that's gonna be a loose ball foul against Phipps. So Julian Garcia. And yet another great defensive possession by Seton. Packing it down low. Padilla working it methodically up the floor. Splits a couple defenders. Padilla outside. Alejandro. Bang. Little long. Phipps open court. Phipps spin move. Misses. The long lanky one. Elbow won't go. Loose ball. And thrown back up. Muandumba will go to the line. Foul call against Alejandro Burns. Third team foul. Muandumba will go to the line to shoot a pair. But still, hey, you know what, Doc? Make them earn everything. So,
I agree.
I'm loving the fact that here we are, 4:42 in. Sentinels hanging tough. And St. Mary's, they're doing everything possible to land an early knockout blow, and the Sentinels aren't buying. How about that? Muandumba tracks it down and takes a Euro step. Wow.
Oof.
Looked like he traveled, but needs to say, they call the foul on Alejandro Burns before the shot. So St. Mary's gets another opportunity. Game is slowed down because of the fouls here in the last minute or so. Sentinels bench, Channing defense. Phipps outside. Will fire it up, nowhere close. Burns rips it away. Padilla. Guarded by Muandumba. 25 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Burns. Padilla thought about it, driving, pulls it back out, shoots it across. KJ to Padilla. 13 on the shot clock. Padilla in the lane. Fires it up. And the Sentinels with a 1-point lead. Back the other way. Phipps silences the crowd with the pull-up jumper. Muanduba off the steal. Inside, Kenny White. And White will go to the line. Fauski. And Doc, we've talked about that. St. Mary's is pressing off the inbounds every single time. The Sentinels have got to find a way to get the ball up court quickly. Maybe triangle up the floor, short passes, and it seems right now they don't have anyone coming close to the ball.
Yeah, St. Mary's
forcing the inbounds to be like a 20, 30 foot pass. And that right time, and that was very close to a backcourt violation.
Yep.
Julian will let it fly. Julian, good look. Muandumba coming up the floor. Muandumba. And Muandumba draws contact. That will go against Gio Barone. So you can see how talented this St. Mary's team is. They've got 5 6-footers on the floor. They can all handle the ball. They force the tempo. But the Sentinels hanging around, only down 15-11. As we mentioned in the course of the telecast, St. Mary's ranked 7th in the AIA in the open division. So if the playoffs started tomorrow, St. Mary's will be playing in the open division. The Sentinels with some health concerns as Gio Barone stepped off the court with a bloody nose. Brock Steele now in the game. Muandumba at the line. Doesn't connect on the first. Good crowd on hand. Sentinels Nation out in force for this one. Muandumba will try to knock down the second. Sentinels a slew up there for rebounding as he misses both. Garcia. And great work by Julian. Draws the contact against Sebastian Hatsakorzian.
And the full court press from St. Mary's has just been relentless all night long, and you know that's good to see from the Sentinels. They're getting closer to being more consistent at breaking through, and that's causing St. Mary's to have to cause a foul there, which is great for the Sentinels. And Garcia cashes in on the first one.
And that's a big thing, Doc, because if you look at the scoreboard, 15-12, 3 or 4 buckets by St. Mary's was steals off the inbound. So that was huge. Brock Steele battling against the 6-footer, Cameron Phillips. Phipps the other way. Muandumba will push it out. Cameron Williams taken away by Padilla. Padilla one-on-one. Loses the handle on the back end. Cameron Williams, Kenny White, Phipps will throw it up and draw contact against Julian Garcia. And that's some great recognition by Styles Phipps.
Yeah, and Phipps had no intention of making that shot right there. It was a good job by him to time the jump of Garcia and just jump right into him. And, as an offensive player, you have to know how to do that. You have to know how to generate these free shots. And although it might be a bit of bending the rules per se, I mean, it gets the job done. And Phipps can't convert on his first shot.
So St. Mary's has missed on its last 3 free throw attempts, much to the delight of the Seton crowd and the Seton bench. And I have to ask Paulo Hutchison, is it cowboy and cowgirl night here? Because I see a lot of the student section, I see cowboy hats, and if that's the case, ride 'em cowboy. And Phipps misses on both. Sentinels. Garcia almost loses the handle, kicks in the corner, Burns. Trap for a split second. Garcia up, and Cameron Williams. And that size alters the shot. Now in the game. Colby Barnes. Williams, 6-footer, can't connect. Contact the other way.
And this game is getting chippy pretty fast. Phipps a little bit frustrated, shoves an elbow out there, and it catches Alejandro Burns on his way up the court. So that's a technical, or it should be at least. They're discussing it now, but at least 2 free shots here for Alejandro Burns.
Burns will have an opportunity to do some damage at the line, a 67% free throw shooter. And right now the trainers are literally right behind us working on Gio Barone. His status as of now is unclear. And Alejandro knocks down the first. Gio's mom is over. And Gio's got great parents, by the way. Always so supportive of Seton Catholic athletics. So now the Seton bench is going to have to be full force tonight, with Gio probably most likely not going to come back for this contest. 15-14, explosive move, shot is up, won't go. Ripped down by Burns. Padilla fires it across, KJ long range, KJ bang!
Are you kidding me, KJ?
And the Sentinels
30-footer for KJ!
Back on top. 17-15. KJ, 3 first quarter threes. And right now, the Sentinels team lacking height, but not lacking heart and determination, Doc, with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an explosive play right there from KJ Falski to take the lead back. And I mean, that's what you want to see from the Sentinels right there. That was a very hard-earned drive, and just when things look to be heading in the wrong direction, KJ Falski puts a dagger in it with an exclamation point on top, and that's a perfect way to fire up this home crowd here and the rest of the Sentinel team.
And getting a health report on Gio Barone as we check in literally right behind us. I'm not going to confirm this, but there is some speculation. He has a broken nose. And that being said, the Sentinels will play on without one of their fiercest competitors in this contest. But so far, they're holding strong. Brock Steele, Alejandro Burns stepping off the bench and providing hustle and muscle. Sentinels up 2 as we wind down to 2 minutes in this first quarter. Very entertaining game. Shot from the outside. And this time, Artius Jefferson stops a perimeter streak for St. Mary's. Padilla shoots in the corner. Brock Steele, elbow. Brock, a little strong. Picked up by Alejandro. Julian will reset.
Wow.
We're knotted at 17. Padilla. Guarded by Jefferson. Padilla thought about it for a split second. Dumps it down to Julian. Julian back to Padilla. 18 the shot clock. Shot off the glass won't go. Cameron Williams off the rebound. Phipps. Jefferson back the other way. And Jefferson could have been called, and he does. You were wondering if the refs were going to pull that out of the utility belt and call the travel, and they do, and rightfully so. And on the other side, on that rebound, Cameron Williams could have been easily called for a travel as well.
Yeah, and you know, it's good to see for the Sentinels. That one hasn't been broken out yet here tonight, and finally, the Sentinels get something their way.
17 all. Julian on that left side, picked up by Jefferson. Julian gives up the dribble. Gets it over Brock at top of the key. KJ, nothing to lose. KJ, a little long on the 3.
Heat check for him right there.
Garcia, elbow. Shot won't go. Sentinels couldn't track that one down. Phipps, open floor, a little spin move, top of the key. He's driving and draws the contact against.
There we go. Now the refs are catching on to some of the games that St. Mary's is trying to play. Phipps won't get away with that one. He'll be called for offensive charging right there.
So Phipps. So 17 all. Carter Abe and ref Jason Jew. The ref thought that
Yeah.
Carter Abe was calling a timeout. Needs to say, the Sentinels, Carter Abe with...
And he was just calling a play, and this is going to get straightened out here. Sentinels will retain possession. St. Mary's head coach is not too pleased.
So 31.4 seconds left in this first. A very entertaining first period. Sentinels really showing some will. And Luke Padilla trying to draw Phipps into another foul and fakes Phipps out of his shoes for a split second.
Phipps is biting on everything. Julian Garcia up the middle.
Drawing the contact against Artius Jefferson. And I gotta tell you, Doc and Carter Abe's first season, that Sentinels team from a year ago that was young and still learning how to be competitive on a nightly basis might have folded early, right? This Sentinels team showing some toughness. And Garcia at the line with another opportunity. He's 1 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. Julian. Now 2 of 5. He's got 5 points. He's been relentless on the glass. We've talked about this, Doc. It's got to take an army to knock down this St. Mary's team. And the Sentinels with a 2-point lead. Phipps, 7 seconds, pulls it back out, wants the high screen from Cameron Williams. Phipps is going to stop from long range. In and out, and back in. Phipps at the buzzer. And talk about a quality roll. Just when you thought it was rolling out, the basketball gods shine on St. Mary's with a 1-point lead, and Phipps leading the way with 8 points. And Doc, this undermanned, undersized team that's already lost Gio Barone to a possible broken nose, hanging tough on home court.
Yeah, and you know, that is something that should hype up this Sentinel squad heading into the second quarter. I'm sure Coach Carter Abe is going to bring it up, but when you lose one of your men on the battlefield, you know, who gave his body, he succumbed to an injury for your cause, for your team, that should fire you up and get you going. I'm sure the Sentinels are going through that right now, and I'm sure that this second quarter is going to be just as exciting as the first.
KJ Fauski leading the Sentinels with 10 first quarter points. Julian with 5. Phipps leading St. Mary's with 8. And look, I like their defense. They're playing man, but also showing a lot of zone. They're forcing St. Mary's to shoot from the outside. And so far, look, St. Mary's has got size. They want to attack the rim because of their size, but right now, shooting percentage, if we could calculate, and we don't have the ability to do so, they'd probably be shooting about 25% from the floor.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Phipps works the ball up to Artius Jefferson. Alejandro inside, and Brock Steele.
Wow.
Good defense on Brock on the big fella, Cameron Williams, a sophomore who stands 6'9". Padilla trying to fight off the trap at half court. Possession in favor of Seton. Carter Abe calling for his offensive set for this possession. Sentinels down 20-19. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Steele, turnaround, floater.
Good shot.
Good shot, just hits the front of the iron. Phipps down court. Sentinels, Artius Jefferson, and 1. Jefferson will go to the line. And that's the first foul on make that the second on KJ Fauski. And that time it was like a surgeon, slicing and dicing. Perfect pinpoint passing as Jefferson knocks down the free throw. It's a 4-point St. Mary's lead. Sentinels once again trying to work their way out of the backcourt. Julian does a great job. Brock over to KJ. And Padilla will reset the offense with 20 on the shot clock. Padilla calling for a screen. He gets one from Brock. And that time, Doc, Brock on the mismatch. But all on that last possession, Padilla had Cameron Williams up in the air.
Yeah.
All he had to do was work the ball into him, and he's going to shoot 3 free throws. And I'm going to be sure that's going to be a conversation Carter's going to mention at some point. So Brock will go to the line. 38% free throw shooter. Misses on the first. And we've seen Brock Steele earlier this year just look like a, well, needless to say, like a man of steel, coming off the bench and just being so relentless.
Yeah. And, you know, he's had a bit of downtime, but he's back on the court now, and hopefully shouldn't take him too long to shake off some of that rust and get back in that man of steel form. And somebody jumped. Looks like it was a Sentinel, so that free throw won't count anyways.
So the Sentinels lose out an opportunity right there. They're down 4. Plenty of basketball left in this one. The doctor, Adam Perry, Joe Pequeno on the call. Elbow jumper, no good. Cameron Williams and tying things up.
Travel.
And a travel call. And they call a tie-up.
Whoa.
Ziad Alamin and Jason Jew with 2 conflicting viewpoints on that call.
Yeah, and I suppose the ref with the closer view is going to get superiority on that call, but
Alamin on the baseline made the call, called it a tie-up, and look, he was right there.
yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I'm biased, of course.
Absolutely.
I want the call to always go in the Sentinels' favor, but of course we have to keep it as nonpartisan as we can here on this lovely, lovely broadcast.
And Jason Jew, one of the referees, coming over to the scores table to make sure the shot clock is readjusted. It's at 34. And here comes St. Mary's off the inbounds. Noah Undua. To Phipps, elbow jumper. And 1.
What? I apologize.
And Phipps
Padilla didn't even move. Padilla did not budge an inch, but Phipps got away with his midair acrobatic show right there, and it goes in St. Mary's favor.
Phipps does a great job of drawing contact in the air.
Yeah, and what a good job by Padilla to completely contain that. He had no reaction whatsoever on the court, and that's exactly what you want to see from one of your guys. And that's just the Sentinel way, to just keep things internalized. And don't let the emotions of the game catch up with you. Good job from Padilla right there for keeping his composure.
Phipps has got 10. Sentinels in dire need of a basket. Can't afford to turn the ball over. St. Mary's showing pressure, trying to trap in the backcourt. And right now, Ziad Alamin, the referee, is about to throw someone out of this game. And so that is why we have a stoppage in play. So needs to say we're going to play on and let that situation unfold. .626 left in this first half. Sentinels trailing 26-19. Sentinels have lost Gio Barone to a possible broken nose. That happened in the first. And right now, Sentinels Nation getting some words of wisdom of what it takes to stay inside the viewing area of an arena, and as some people would say, to stay classy at all times. And now we're back to live action. Padilla, Garcia doing a nice job of beating the press. Padilla, momentary shot opportunity. Alejandro missed point blank. Padilla gets it back. Scrappy hands by the Sentinels. Padilla fires it up. Won't go. Loose ball. Cameron Williams up the floor. 1-on-2. Williams slicing, dicing, and he gets called for the travel.
And some opinions coming from the crowd nearby. And I have to say, I don't agree with any of the officiating in the past 5 minutes or so. But it's going both ways, which is something that you have to appreciate, and sometimes you have to let the game play itself out, and this is part of the course. So both teams dealing with adversity right now, and it's only a matter of time before things sort themselves out and somebody is able to win this war of attrition.
Look, for the Sentinels, this is a game, Doc, that's going to be chippy, right? The Sentinels are undermanned, undersized. They have to grind and grit. They have to fight. They have to box out for everything possible. And they call a foul away from the ball. So right now, the referees are making an impact in this game, and Sentinels once again getting the ball down court. Padilla. And Padilla drawing the contact. Noah Undua picking that one up. A lot of contact on both sides going on right now. Hard, competitive basketball. Not cheap by any means. And Garcia and Muandumba getting tangled up.
Whole lot of tangling right now, Joe.
And the fouls are picking up on both sides.
Yeah, this game is getting chippy, and hopefully it sorts itself out. I'd love to see just good competitive basketball here.
Brock Steele swings it over. Padilla, open three. Padilla, a little long to the right side. Picked up by St. Mary's, running down court. Won't go. Sentinels wanted a goaltend, did not matter. Padilla back the other way. Gets trapped for a brief second. Swung out. Fauski from the outside. KJ, a little short. Ripped by Jefferson. Phipps, open floor. Garcia got the assignment. Phipps gliding in. The gimme won't go by Jefferson. Possession. Seton. Garcia on the inbounds. Another good defensive possession by the Sentinels. Alejandro froze for a second. Julian showing his versatility. Bounces over to Alejandro. Padilla winding down to 5 minutes in this first half. Padilla pulls it back out. Plenty of time. Good tight defense by St. Mary's. And you know that was coming. Colby Barnes picks up the foul. And Padilla will go to the line. Luke Padilla, an 86% free throw shooter. And I stand corrected. I said KJ was the team's leading free throw shooter earlier. It's actually Luke at 86%. And knocks down the first. He's got 3, the team's leading scorer. Big free throws. It's a 5-point St. Mary's lead. Phipps. Muandumba. A little contact. Foul goes against Alejandro Burns. Credit the basket to Noah Undua. His first bucket in this one. a 7-point St. Mary's lead. Miguel Grijalva about to check back in. Miguel with a couple early fouls in that first period, which really affected the Sentinels defensively early on. Not to mention, good ball handler, and against St. Mary's, pressing in the half court. Got to have that ability to put the ball on the floor. Grijalva swings it, gets it back. Picks up by Phipps. Phipps very active on both sides. Grijalva, Padilla, elbow, won't go. St. Mary's in transition. Ondua will slow things down. Rips it over. Long range three, won't go. Tracked down by Colby Barnes. A fresh shot clock for St. Mary's. And pinpoint passing from Barnes to Muandumba. Muandumba's now got 5 points. A 10-point Seton deficit. Grijalva. And Coach Carter Abey calling for his offensive set, and that's another foul, reaching foul on Colby Barnes, his second. So this is a point, Doc, where Sentinels need to hit a couple baskets, pull themselves back in, maybe force a couple turnovers, and pull themselves closer right before the half.
Absolutely, and a 10-point differential is nothing too big to overcome, especially not for these Sentinels. And they pick up one right there. Now Padilla has a chance to cut the lead to just 8 right here.
Luke Padilla, hard-working young man, part of last year's playoff team. Watch Zach Strauss be the leader of this team last year. And Grijalva picks up another cheap foul on the reach-in. And there's a fine line here, Doc. You want to see your team be hard and physical, but also be leery of those reach-ins. Grijalva skies, beats Phipps for the loose ball. KJ the other way. And they call a travel on Fauski. And Carter Abey needed to get some explanation on that call. Phipps against Grijalva. Phipps will pull up. Short. Phipps tracks it down. Try to beat the corner on Brock Steele. Phipps shoots it the other way. Shot from the outside. That one is short. Brock Steele getting up strong. Garcia rips it over to Fauski. Fauski lets it fly. That one is in from long range. Fauski, his 4th three-pointer of the first half. It's a 5-point St. Mary's lead. That's an offensive the other way.
There it is.
And Style Phipps. That's 3 on Phipps.
And Sentinels are saying, hey, 2 can play that game. And you love to see it, and that just shows how adaptable these boys are.
Styles Phipps leading the team in scoring tonight. Picks up his 3rd personal. Sentinels with an opportunity to draw closer. I love Julian's handles. What a backdoor pass, and Grijalva could not connect underneath. Muandumba the other way. Won't go, and Julian's ripping it down. And Grijalva shoots it off a defender, and the Sentinels will retain possession. And right now, you're seeing a very fluid game from Julian Garcia on both ends of the floor. It's like he's almost playing in slow motion. The game is coming so easy to him right now. Grijalva shoots it over Brock Steele, and that's a reach-in on Sebastian Hatzakorian. And that's his second. And Brock with an opportunity to redeem himself. Missed both free throws his first time around. Sentinels trailing by 5 and really holding their own, showing a lot of poise. Gio Barone out with a possible broken nose in the first quarter. Can't confirm that. That's our speculation. Prayers to Gio, one of the hardest working kids on this basketball team, and his family. And Brock, who's played well coming off the bench, Doc, providing some scoring punch, knocking down that first free throw. And Brock connects on both. 3-point game.
Yeah, one shot away from tying this game up.
Noah Owendua, Kobe Barnes, Cameron Williams. Barnes thought about it, tries to turn the corner, elbow, wild shot. Hatzakorian draws the contact against Brock Steele. Hey, look, I'll take that defensive possession anytime. Williams, look, he does not want to be 15 feet out trying to hit elbow shots, right? He wants to be down in the paint. The Sentinels, if they get that kind of defense every time, they'll take it.
Yep.
And Hatzakorian nails the first. His first point in this one, a 4-point St. Mary's lead. And knocks them both down. And we got a timeout for St. Mary's. A 5-point Sentinels deficit. And Doc, at one time it was double digits, and the Sentinels have clawed their way back into this one.
Yeah, and you know, that's what we talked about, how, you know, the 10-point differential was not a task too big for these Sentinels here tonight, especially the way that this game is panning out so far. I mean, it's so back and forth, and St. Mary's did go on a bit of a streak right there where they defensively shut down the Sentinels and gave them no good opportunities, but, you know, now things are starting to open up a little bit more for the Sentinels, and they're finding their groove once again.
And you know what? We always give credit to the fans that come out, the cheerleaders. Let's give some credit to the kids in the band. I don't think people realize those young men and women work so hard. They put so much time and effort. And Doc, back in the day, I played an instrument. I played the flute, and I was terrible. Okay, so the fact that you hear the harmony and the beauty coming out of those instruments by those young men and women that work so hard to fine-tune what they do, it's a thing of beauty. And on the other end, KJ Fauski almost with a Kodak moment with the kiss off the glass, but he'll shoot a pair. And Fauski, 4 first half threes. He's got 13. Had 18 to start the first half the other night against Marcos. KJ providing that scoring punch. Fauski, his dad always here. The sophomore, the Mad Bomber. Can't connect on the second. 4-point St. Mary's lead. Buck 53 left. Colby Barnes running the point for the Knights. Brock Steele picking him up on the perimeter. Back to Barnes. 20 in the shot clock. Barnes in the lane. Euro step. And they call the foul on KJ Fauski. Colby Barnes going to the line. Barnes with an opportunity to expand on that St. Mary's lead. Misses on the first. Now, we can't tell you any statistical data about St. Mary's because there's none to be had on Max Preps. But by the indication, we get kind of a feel of what this team's about. They want to pound the ball, they want to drive the ball, and if you make them shoot and hit their shots, they're vulnerable. Padilla.
What a good Euro step.
Padilla. He's got 8 points. It's a 3-point lead. Barnes shoots the other way. Kick out. Muandumba. Foul call. They call the blocking foul against Luke Padilla. Ondua will go to the line to shoot a pair. 34-31. Energy high on both sides, the intensity high. I mean, Doc, this is essentially a playoff game, a playoff atmosphere game. And either way, for the Sentinels, whether they come out on top or fall short, this is one of those in-season battles that's gonna harness and get them ready for the postseason. Ondua, big at the line, connects on both. It's a 5-point St. Mary's lead. Winding down to 1 minute left. Garcia, so good. Julian Garcia is just becoming a complete basketball player. And Julian Garcia attacking and delivering. You name it, you want a rebound, he'll do it. Handle the ball up court, no problem. Rip a three, sure. Ondua down the lane. Ondua, that electric first step. He's come off the bench. He's got 7 points. A 5-point Seton lead. Garcia picked up by Muinduba. Julian blocked underneath. Hatsakorian back the other way. Good defense. Muinduba picks it back up. Sentinels wanting to travel, they don't get it. And St. Mary's will play out the final 20 seconds. Barnes shoots it over. Muinduba for three. That's going to be short. Tracked down. Muinduba going up and gets the roll. Muinduba with a big shot. He's got 7. Sentinels at the buzzer. And that one's off the iron. And at the end of one, the Sentinels down 40-33. And Doc, they are hanging tough.
Yeah, they're absolutely hanging in there. I mean, this matchup is so back and forth right now. So much tension in this gym and so much pressure on both teams to execute. And right now, I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. This is going to come down to the last few minutes of the game, no doubt. And, you know, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both sides.
Sentinels really showing a lot of heart and passion, getting good contributions throughout. KJ Fauski leading the attack with 14 points. Luke Padilla, a strong second period with 6. He's got 8 total, and Julian Garcia doing just about everything. He's got 7. On the other side, Styles Phipps has 10 points, and it's a 40-33 St. Mary's lead. We'll take a short time out here from John J. McMahon Gym. You're watching the Knights and the Sentinels right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Sentinels playing the top team in 4A, St. Mary's, a team that's currently ranked 7th in the Open Division. A team, when it's all said and done, could potentially win the Open Division. Sentinels holding their own, only down 7. It is confirmed, Gio Barone left the contest in the first quarter with a broken nose.
And, you know, I also talked, and it might also be a concussion paired with that. You know, he wasn't looking too good on the sideline, and, you know, that's unfortunate to see, but, you know, when you're playing such an aggressive style of basketball like St. Mary's is, sometimes that stuff is going to happen. And it was inadvertent, completely on accident. And, you know, the Sentinels are not holding that against St. Mary's, and vice versa the same way. No bad blood around that. And, you know, these two teams hopefully come out here in the second half and just compete with clean basketball.
Talking to Sentinels assistant coach Ernie Cornia, asked him about his thoughts in the first half. Got to play better disciplined basketball. If we do, they don't score 40 points. Second half, what are the keys? Bring the pressure. Padilla gives up the dribble, gets out to Julian. Cameron Williams on him, the long, lanky 6-footer. Julian blocked by Williams. Williams with that tremendous wingspan, gliding up the floor like a gazelle. Phipps. And Phipps has done a great job of drawing contact in this contest. Phipps, that little Euro step and glides in. And it's a 9-point St. Mary's lead. Padilla outside. Can't connect. Brock is there. And Brock draws the contact against David Rodriguez. Rodriguez, that's his first. Sentinels off the inbounds. Luke quickly out to Julian. Swung around, Brock picked up by Rodriguez. Fauski picked up by Kenny White immediately. They get it back out to Julian. A lot of time in the shot clock, and Julian will pull it out. Cameron Williams showing that big wingspan. Brock, top of the key, picked up by Rodriguez. Couple dribbles, gets in the lane, fires it up, and knocks it off the glass. Brock steal, big bucket. And the Sentinels need everyone to contribute on the offensive end. Phipps swung out to Williams. Williams can't connect. Rodriguez. And Rodriguez will go to the line. Padilla. He's got 3. John, who works the scoring book, a legend here on the Seton campus. You name it, he scores all the team's athletics contests. And Rodriguez misses on the first. So we don't have a live scoring book, so he needs to say, I look at John, he throws up numbers, and we get him every time. Rodriguez rolls in the second. His first point in this one. Grijalva trying to turn the corner. Padilla. Padilla gets blocked by Williams. Williams, great recognition. White in the corner. Phipps lets it fly. Phipps buries the 3. And the lead is back to 10 for St. Mary's. Fauski shoots it over to Garcia. On the other end, no call on the potential travel. And Padilla hits the 3.
And gets it right back, and that's what the Sentinels need to do. They need to go tit for tat with this St. Mary's squad and stay in this contest. Phipps, though, makes it look easy. A good drive, some finesse on the spin, and lays it up.
Phipps with 7 third-quarter points. Fauski back the other way. Fauski knocks down the 3. His 5th 3 of the game. 47-41. The Sentinels not going away. Phipps can't connect. Garcia pulls it down. Julian reading the middle of the floor, shoots it up. That one's short. Phipps down the court. Williams. And Williams, contact and 1. Julian tried to get the pressure from behind. And Williams will go to the line.
Julian's second foul of the night. And a good one. That was a great effort by him. But of course, the big man lays it in, and now a chance for the three-point play. And he gets it.
Williams showing his touch from the line. He's got 5 points. Grijalva. And right now, St. Mary's, and I think this is a mistake on their part, they're not pressuring the inbounds. They've got a deeper bench than the Sentinels. If I was them, I would be bringing the relentless pressure off the inbounds the entire game.
Yeah, the full court press has disappeared from St. Mary's.
Brock underneath. Brock partially blocked. Garcia fakes, going strong. Brock pulls it back down. Brock back up. And Brock will go to the line. Cameron Williams picks up the foul. Williams, his second. Brock connected in his last 2 free throw attempts. Sentinels down 9, 50-41. And Brock misses on the first. And Williams pulls it down. Williams showing his handles. And Garcia with the reach in. And you want Julian playing tough defense, but you don't want to give up a foul at the half-court line on a reach in.
No.
Not when he's your leading rebounder and your physical force. And Carter calling a well-placed timeout to kind of regroup his team mentally.
As he always does.
Carter is a master technician of calling timeouts. And right now,
some troublemakers being escorted out of the arena. Probably looking to pick a fight up in the Sentinel crowd. And that is...
Well, here's the thing. I mean, look, I don't care if it's Seton Catholic, St. Mary's, Brophy, Chandler, Hamilton. If you know you're designated for one side of the gym, why don't you just stay there?
Yeah.
That way there's no any kind of bad ill will, altercations. Just do what's necessary.
Yeah, just observe the game, you know.
St. Mary's student athletes get escorted out of the student section as that one's tossed away from Phipps to Kenny White. So the Sentinels hanging around, good opportunity. And Julian up the middle of the floor. Muinduba on him, swings it over, Grijalva. Brock Steele, and that's no question, Cameron Williams with the reach in. Williams with the aggressive defense, but he was on the backside of Brock Steele, and that was a no-brainer, Doc.
Absolutely a no-brainer, and you know, this matchup is getting a little bit slowed down. The speed of play is kind of getting interrupted by all of this contact between both teams, and you know, sometimes that's just the way the game's going to play out.
Fauski loses his footing, swings it over to Garcia. Julian has no problem resetting. Brock back to Padilla. Padilla will stop. Swings over to Fauski. Fauski loses the handle for a split second. And they call the foul on Kenny White. And that's White's third. So the Sentinels really working this possession to its fullest and drawing contact along the way. (50-41), 3:58 left in the third. Sentinels 2-1 in Desert Sky play. St. Mary's 3-0. Knights 13-6 overall. Seton 16-5. Padilla stopping and a little short off the front of the iron. Phipps up the floor. Kenny White driving. Phipps floater won't go. White pulls it back down. White shoots it over to Phipps. Phipps to White, and White connects from three. And it's a 12-point St. Mary's lead, their biggest of the game. Steele on the other end. Grijalva will swing out to Garcia. Pull up, won't go. Williams swings it over to Muandumba. And Muandumba throws it down with authority. And Carter Aby's got to call a timeout. And St. Mary's, that time, Doc, seen maybe some tired legs just to not get back in transition.
Yeah, and St. Mary's is coming on pretty strong here in the third period. And, you know, there's still a good amount of time left to play in this contest, and Coach Carter Aby knows that. He's going to just call a timeout to break up this momentum from St. Mary's and get his boys back on their own feet and, you know, hopefully after this timeout regain some of that momentum.
55-41, St. Mary's, a squad that has come to town playing fantastic basketball. They've won 6 straight. A team with an open division championship in their minds. A team that they've got plenty of skill, Doc. I mean, for me, ultimately, is when they play a team that can match them in height, they're going to have to be able to hit down some shots from the perimeter. And that's going to be the key for this team. They've got depth, they've got speed, they've got young men that can guard the perimeter and block shots. But in key situations, when they're matched physically, can they hit shots when it counts? And if they do, they have a chance to raise the open goal ball at the end of the season. Padilla picked up by Rodriguez, shoots in the corner. Grijalva picked up by Phipps. Back to Padilla. Padilla, 20 on the shot clock. Padilla scoops it up and put back in by Alejandro. Big basket right there. Back the other way. Muandumba up and in. He's got 11 points. The lead back to 14. Padilla shoots it over to Alejandro. Padilla lets it fly from three. Just off the mark to the left side. Williams snags it. Phipps transition. White in the corner. White in and out. Burns. Fauski. Fauski in a sea of green. Grijalva. Julian throws it into traffic. Kenny White in transition. White in the lane. Julian takes it away. Sentinels with numbers. 4-on-1. Padilla up and in. Sentinels pull within 12. Padilla with 13. Phipps almost taken away by Padilla. Phipps will fire it from three. That's off the mark. Burns with the rebound. Carter Aby telling his team to push the pace. Sentinels hanging around. Padilla knocks down the three. Luke Padilla coming alive. Sentinels within 9. And the student section chanting defense. Phipps to Williams inside, loses the handle. And that's going the other way.
And Sentinels are alive, ladies and gentlemen.
And
1 minute left here in the third quarter, and the Sentinels are coming on stronger than ever.
And you could tell Styles Phipps was trying to talk to the youngster Cameron Williams about that last possession. Under 1 minute left. Call it about a 32-second difference in the shot clock to the game clock. Grijalva misses White in transition, up and in. And you hate to see that for the Sentinels, drawing closer, and they get beat in transition. 11-point lead. Sentinels, Fauski, long range three, off the side of the iron. Jefferson with the rebound. Phipps up the floor, 20 and counting. Grijalva on Phipps. Phipps pull-up jumper, off the mark. Rebound by Garcia. Outlet. Fauski. Fauski against White. Fauski shoots it back out. Long range three from Grijalva. Nowhere close. Phipps up the floor. Time winding down. 2 seconds. Phipps elbow jumper and knocks it down as time expires in the third. And it's a 61-48 St. Mary's lead as we go to the fourth. And Doc, right now, that extra bench strength of St. Mary's might be taking its toll against the Sentinels that are a body short with Gio Barone out of this contest.
Yeah, you know, St. Mary's knocking out Barone early is, as we progress in this contest, weaning more and more in their favor. The Sentinels just need some kind of fire starter right now, someone to really get them going and to pump life into them as we head into this fourth quarter. And, you know, when you're down a man, it's just that much harder to find that person.
Luke Padilla coming alive with 8 third quarter points. He's got 16. Fauski. A team high 17. Garcia has got 7. On the other side for St. Mary's. Styles Phipps with 19. So the Sentinels trailing by 13. St. Mary's will start the fourth with possession. And stops critical for the Sentinels in this one. Cameron Williams inside. Off the easy feed from Styles Phipps. And Alejandro picks up the foul. Williams will go to the line. And Doc, that is a defensive possession right there coming out of the intermission, or I should say, between the third and fourth, is not the one Carter Abey wanted to see.
Definitely not, but at least it was only a 2-point play, and the 3-point shot was not made successfully, so some damage has been minimized.
St. Mary's up 15. Grijalva shoots it over Garcia. Williams working, shoots it out to Padilla. And Padilla continues his onslaught. He's got 19. And a shooter is gonna shoot, and Padilla's got the hot hand. Phipps, outside shot, won't go. Jefferson rips it down, turnaround, won't go. Loose ball, tie up, Grijalva is there. And great effort by Miguel Grijalva, ripping down the rebound. Sentinels with an opportunity to pull within single digits. Under 7 minutes left in this one. Alejandro. Taken away by Styles Phipps. And Williams throws it down with authority. Costly turnover. 65-51. Jefferson, Padilla on that right side. Padilla in the lane. Try to get that long scoop off the glass, would not go. Styles Phipps, the senior. In the lane, pull up, won't go. Rebound by the lean green. Phipps, another opportunity from 3, won't go. Patsakorian will go to the line and shoot a pair. Foul calls against Julian Garcia. That's his 4th. Hatzakorian. The sophomore, 6'3", Sebastian Hatzakorzian. Another big body coming off the bench for St. Mary's. Knocks it down. And the lead is 15 for St. Mary's. On the floor right now for the Sentinels. Fauski, Garcia, Grijalva, Padilla. And Steele, Williams, White, Jefferson, Hatzakorzian, as well as Phipps on the floor for St. Mary's. Winding down to 6 minutes left in this one. St. Mary's ranked 7th in the Open Division, the #1 team in 4A, leading the Desert Sky at 3-0, 13-6 overall, riding a 6-game winning streak. Padilla with Jefferson right on him. 9 in the shot clock. Grijalva fakes and gets the roll. Miguel Grijalva. And Carter Abey will call a timeout. A good timeout for his unit. Just scored an offensive basket. Give them a moment to reflect and rest, and then they can go back and lock it up here for the final 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Yeah. Sentinels trailing by 14, by no means out of this one.
Definitely not, and you know, these Sentinels are gonna have to come out with some kind of aggression here in the last 5:34 if they want any chance at winning this contest, because St. Mary's, they're still fresh, they're still hyped up, they have a pretty deep bench over there. The Sentinels are just gonna have to outwill that St. Mary's squad.
For the Sentinels, this is a game that no question will help their power rankings because of where St. Mary's is in the current rankings. And the Sentinels are right back at it tomorrow on the road against Arcadia. Titans 10-9 overall. They're looking for a playoff push as well, playing on home floor. Sentinels down 14. Carter Abey telling his team to press the ball at all times, rotate and attack the ball handler. Hatzakorian misses. Brock Steele, right side. Brock the Euro step. And that one gets tied up at the rim. Brock got there. And they call the foul against Artius Jefferson. Brock Steele will go to the line to shoot a pair. Steele coming off the bench, seeing significant minutes in this one. St. Mary's, of course, located downtown in the 3rd Street vicinity of Central Phoenix. Storied basketball program. Channing Frye, along with Jared Bayless, just two of many greats to come out of that school. Channing Frye, the former Sun. Jared Bayless, former NBA star. They called the blocking foul against Miguel Grijalva.
Oh.
That's 4 on Grijalva. And Kenny White will shoot the ball in bounds. White, a solid fixture in this St. Mary's attack. Handles the basketball well, unselfish, and Phipps point blank taking advantage of Miguel flirting with that 5th foul. 69-53. Julian calling for his team to move offensively. Fauski picked up by White. 19 on the shot clock. Garcia calling for a screen. Jefferson picks him up. Padilla will let it fly from 3. Padilla knocks it down.
That's a pretty stroke.
And Luke has got 22. His 4th 3. All threes in the second half. Williams shoots in a corner. Williams back in the box, turnaround. Cameron Williams. Padilla the other way. Hatzikorzian picking him up. 20 on the shot clock. Padilla lets it fly. That one a little long up the back of the iron. It's going the other way. 3:57 left in this one. .352 left. St. Mary's, one of the best teams, not just in 4A, and Julian Garcia has just found out. Alejandro Burns will check in. Phipps will go to the line. He's got 21. And Julian gets a nice ovation from the crowd. Phipps misses the front end. Referees talking some things through. And the referee coming over and making sure things are all coordinated with the game clock. Phipps back in line.
Box out first. Box out first.
Misses on both. Padilla thought about it. Thought about that cross-court pass. Padilla with Williams on him. Fauski lets it fly from 3. Too long. Hatzikorzian rips it down. Phipps showing the handles. St. Mary's, no problem utilizing some time. White from long range will zip it back out to Phipps. Ball partially blocked. Jefferson inside. And that was just a patient possession by the Knights.
Yeah.
Precision work by a team that when it's all said and done could potentially win the Open Division. Take it away, Phipps. Padilla on Phipps. And Hatzikorzian with the putback. And Coach Carter Abey and his team. Coach Carter Abey right now coaching his team up the best he possibly can. Because look, it's not just about this game. I mean, look, the Sentinels knew physically they were outmatched in this one. They knew the skill and size was in favor of St. Mary's. This timeout here is about getting his team better for the stretch run. So when they're in the 4A playoffs, they've got an opportunity to be maybe in a tighter situation and maximize the final 2 minutes and 33 seconds to move on potentially to the next round in the postseason.
Absolutely, and you know, I'd love for the Sentinels to come out in this last 2:33 and just continue to compete their butts off here. I mean, there's no reason to just shut things down and, you know, cruise to a loss. I mean, I hope these Sentinels come out and try and shock the world.
And St. Mary's, if anything, you know, they walk, at some point, they'll walk off this floor and, you know, they were put to the test tonight by this Sentinels team. Padilla, who's really had a strong second half. And Phipps with the contact. That's his 4th. Right now, foul trouble, not a concern for the Knights. Up 19. Alejandro gets it into Padilla. Grijalva tries to muscle his way in. White. Hatsakorzian over to Kenny White. And the Knights just utilizing some time. Winding down to 2 minutes left in this one. Phipps pulls up, in and out. Williams is there. Williams fires it back up. Steele and Jefferson battling. Burns battling underneath. Tied up with Jefferson. Possession arrow in favor of the Knights. Grijalva on Phipps. Phipps in the lane. Drives in strong. Impressive move by Phipps. He's got 23. Padilla on the other side. $1:30 left. Sentinels Nation still out in force. Good showing by the student section tonight. Grijalva in the lane. Fires it up against the wall. And the Sentinels showing some heart and toughness right down the final frame. Winding down to 1 minute left. Phipps elbow. In and out. Brock with the rebound. Padilla. Gives up the dribble. Grijalva. Burns inside. And right now we're seeing little things that might not mean much in this box score, but could translate big down the road.
Yeah.
Alejandro, not known for his scoring touch, with a couple nice moves off the glass late in this one. White in the lane, shoots into Jefferson. Tie-up situation. And Burns somehow muscles it out. Grijalva to Fauski. Fauski. Padilla fires up a three, a little too strong. White will pull it down. And White and St. Mary's will just ice the ball. Final 8 seconds. And a class move by St. Mary's. And that is how this one's gonna end. A 77-60 victory for St. Mary's. They're now 4-0 in the Desert Sky. 14-6 overall. Led by Styles Phipps with 23 points. And Doc, we look at their starting lineup coming in. Showcased a bunch of 6-footers with a deep bench as well. St. Mary's ranked 7th in the open division, #1 in Class 4A. Tonight they showed why.
Yeah, I mean, they executed a very, very good game plan. You know, it's clear to see that, you know, they might not have the most refined shooters all around, but they game planned around that, and they figured out how to utilize their players and their height in the best way possible, and, you know, that's something that the Sentinels could not counter tonight.
Luke Padilla.
You can't lie, for a brief second, everyone thought we were going to win that thing.
22 points.
Yeah.
Left a lot at the free throw line.
Yeah.
KJ Fauski with 17, and Carter Abey just came over to our bench, and you can tell, very proud of his young men, because at one point, his team put a scare into St. Mary's, and along the way, as the Sentinels, they dropped to 2-2 in the Desert Sky, 16-6 overall. Tomorrow they're at Arcadia, taking on an Arcadia team. The Titans, 10-9, entering the night, 2-1 in Desert Sky play, so they're looking to make a playoff run. But this, as we move forward, one thing to monitor is the health status of Gio Barone, who left this game in the first quarter with a broken nose, and we're speculating a possible concussion as well. So that being said, Sentinels might be without one of their physical forces, Doc, for maybe not just tomorrow, but for a couple games as well.
Yeah, and that's a huge blow, but hopefully the Sentinels can rally around that fact and play in support of their fallen brother for at least a few games.
Great effort by the Sentinels tonight, and the score is not indicative of how close this game was, and a lot to take away for the Sentinels. You got to remember, St. Mary's, when it's all said and done, they will not be playing in the 4A playoffs. They'll be playing in the open division, and unless they drop a game in the early rounds. That's where they're going to stay, and they've got the size, they got the strength, they got the physicality, they got the speed. Question is, when they get into the open division and face teams, Doc, that will challenge them physically, can they hit the open shots when it counts?
Right, and only time will tell, Joe.
And they've got the shooters with Phipps and Kenny White from the outside, and on the other end for Seton, a team that when it's all said and done, they'll be battling in the 4A playoffs. And Doc, sometimes you could take a lot out of a loss, and I think for the learning growth of this team, the Sentinels showed a lot here tonight.
Yeah, the Sentinels have a lot of good to take away and also a lot of things to work on. Coach Carter-Abbey mentioned the free throw. Maybe they gave away too many points there, too many missed opportunities for the Sentinels, and that's something that they can work on refining because when it's all said and done tonight, there was a lot of pressure, somewhat similar of a playoff game, and come playoff time, you don't want to see that again.
So the Sentinels fall by the final of 77-60. We appreciate you dialing us up on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. For the doctor, Adam Perry, a smooth operator on the mic, and Paulo Hutchison, who always makes things happen on the live stream. Couldn't do it without him. All the great people in the athletic department, Terry Licht, Jen Hutchison, all the great people in the Seton Catholic administration, the great fans out there. Wherever Sentinel fans you are, we appreciate you dialing us in and appreciate all the great remarks and all the students and families and all the proud parents that make it to the arena. I'm Joe Pequeno. So glad to have you with us. We'll see you tomorrow night as Karen Self and the ladies will be on home court taking on Arcadia. We'll have the coverage right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Take care and have a great evening.